The sun reflected off the golden gates of Buckingham Palace as the excited voices of tourists filled the air. London, as always, was a magnet for visitors from all over the world. Cameras flashed, children pointed, and people eagerly gathered to witness a piece of British tradition, the stoic, unshakable Royal Guards standing at attention. But today would be anything but ordinary. The Royal Guards were not just decoration, nor were they mere props for tourist photos. They were soldiers disciplined, battle-hardened, and sworn to uphold the dignity of their post. Yet, some visitors mistook their silence for weakness. And today, one of those visitors was about to learn a lesson he'd never forget. Samuel Carter, 27, was fresh off a first-class flight from Los Angeles. Raised in wealth and privilege, he had never known the word no. Private schools, exclusive parties, luxury cars, his world had always bent to his will. Now he was in London, and after a morning of champagne brunches and high-end shopping, he was looking for some fun. "Look at these guys," he smirked, lowering his designer sunglasses. "I bet I can make one of them crack." His friends laughed. One of them pulled out his phone. "This is going to be a YouTube moment. Go for it, Sam." Samuel took a confident step forward. Standing before him was a Royal Guard, silent, disciplined, his tall bearskin hat casting a shadow over his face. He didn't flinch. He didn't even blink. But Samuel didn't think this would last. Samuel started with the basics, waving his hands in front of the guard's face, snapping his fingers, making funny faces. Nothing. "Come on, man. What are they paying you to stand like a statue?" Still silence. Tourists chuckled. Some took out their phones. Samuel, encouraged by the attention, pushed further. "You must be bored out of your mind," he taunted. "Do you even have a pulse?" Still nothing. Frustration crept into Samuel's voice. And then he made his mistake. He leaned in and gave the guard a shove. In an instant, everything changed. The Royal Guard, who had stood motionless all this time, suddenly came to life. With a single, forceful step forward, he closed the distance between them, his polished boots striking the stone with a sharp thud. His voice exploded through the courtyard like a gunshot. "Stand back!" Samuel's smirk vanished. The laughter from the crowd stopped. The guard's presence was overpowering, his posture unshaken, his command undeniable. But Samuel wasn't ready to back down. "Oh, now you want to talk?" He scoffed. The guard did not flinch. "Stand back. Last warning." This time, his voice boomed even louder. Tourists instinctively stepped away. The energy in the air shifted. What had been a joke was now a confrontation. And then, palace security stepped in. Black uniformed security officers emerged from the palace gates, moving swiftly. One grabbed Samuel's arm and pulled him back. "You should have known better," the officer said, his British accent cutting through the stunned silence. Samuel tried to laugh it off. "Hey, it was just a joke." But the officer wasn't amused. The Royal Guard are official military personnel. Laying hands on them is a crime. "You're now being detained for public disturbance." Samuel's face turned pale. His friends, who had been so eager to film the moment, lowered their phones. They hadn't expected things to get this serious. As Samuel was led away by security, whispers rippled through the crowd. "Serves him right," someone murmured. "And the Royal Guard?" He simply returned to his position, unshaken, undistracted, as if nothing had happened. That day, everyone present learned something important. The Royal Guards weren't just standing there for show. They weren't performers in some tourist attraction. They were trained professionals, symbols of history and discipline. But what do you think? Did Samuel get what he deserved? If you were in the guard's position, what would you have done? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable stories like this one.